What's up guys, it's Valkia and welcome to Rialto. Rialto is a beautiful new map based in Venice, Italy, and also the focal point for the recent PvE event Retribution. After spending some time on this map, I've fallen in love with the routes which are provided for Pharaoh players, but will also extend out to other heroes which have flanking abilities. There are a series of rooftops and various routes which you can take to give the enemy element of surprise, and honestly I think this could be the best Pharaoh map yet. This guide will go through the flanks that I would take, along with my thought process behind taking them also. I would also like to officially invite you to join my community. Make sure to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button if this video has been helpful to you. You can watch the streams live at Twitch and also join our Discord. Links are in the description. If you have come from this video on Discord, let me know in the introduce yourself section. Just say you came from the Rialto flanking video. So if we start off from the attack spawn, there's an absolute ton of flanking routes you can go. So starting off from the left hand side, all of this area here you can use as flanking around. So for example, going around this part here. So while you're doing here, you can kind of keep out the eye line of anybody else who's gonna be looking at the spawn. They might have some people kind of set up around this area. I'm not sure exactly where people are going to be holding in competitive, but for the moment, if you kind of use the environment here. Rewind! Alright, where was I? Yeah, I'm back again. As I said, just use the environment. Don't go too low, or you might fall off the edge. And just kind of float around the corner here. And you can keep safe here, for example. And then if they're holding up on the top here, it's again an advantage for, or an opportunity, sorry, for concussive blast knocking off onto the little bit of the river. Anyway, you can keep yourself safe here, and you can just carry on going through. And you can even get yourself into a safer position by just kind of going around this area. And then you can see what's going on, get yourself onto the high ground. And then you can kind of sneak, and then you can use yourself as intel. You don't necessarily need to start shooting. You can just kind of like say what you see. Especially a lot of like the Widowmakers will be playing on this part here to begin with. Hanzo's gonna be playing here. Even like I reckon in competitive there will be like they'll break down the barriers here, and they'll have like an Orisa shield. They'll have an Orisa shield here. And then they'll be playing behind the shield because it's easy for them to fall back and keep cover. And the Orisa can also pull people off the edge of this bridge at the front here. So that's one nice little flank route around on the left-hand side. So if we just go back to the spawn side. So what I absolutely love about Rialto is that you can go over quite a few of the rooftops, which you couldn't do in certain other new maps. So for example, this rooftop here, you're free to just fly over this and just like see who's there, and then you can come back and get yourself back onto safety onto the balcony part here. So if you use this balcony part here, then you can use it to recharge your fuel, and also you can keep yourself safe because again, environmentals, you can keep the wall in front of you. Again, you can go around to the right hand side, yeah, over here. And you can kind of see what's going on that side as well and get yourself back. You got to watch out for this part because it does block you a little bit. But yeah, so that over on the right side is nice. But this is going to be probably one of my attacking parts here. So I'll be flying to this here. Concussive blasting over and then being able to attack anybody on here. So if I dive a Widowmaker, and she's kind of scoped in looking towards a spawn, she's not going to be expecting that. And that should be a very easy kill to take out. I kind of felt like that one actually was a little bit rough, so I'm going to do that one again. So I think I'll probably use, yeah, boost here first. Alright, there you go. So that's like a nice over-the-top rooftop dive and then concussive blast. Then taking out anybody who's on here. And even if you don't take somebody out, you're still safe. You're on the high ground. You can still have a few different routes to get out, which is kind of down on the side here. And then you can either use back to spawn or around the back. You can actually go over this rooftop, if I believe so. Yeah, go over this rooftop. So if you're attacking a Widowmaker in the spawn, you can keep yourself so covered up onto here. That was another point to make as well. So if there's a Widowmaker kind of on the attacking side that's causing a little bit of grief, not that they cause too much grief because they have to push the payload, you can start from this area over here. And you can actually kind of keep it quiet, a little bit of boost over the top here, slide down, and then you can, if you get skilled, let's say, you can slide yourself straight into the archway like that. So they'd hear you as you land. They might hear a little bit of thrusters up there, but if you land and then obviously just a couple of shots into the Widowmaker and she gets taken out. But again, another nice kind of flanking route that you can kind of take straight away around the side. So after the payload gets to around this area around the corner, we're still looking at routes that we can take around. So you can play, for example, with your shield at the front and break down their shields. But if you want to look for flanks, so of course the route that we just went on around here, you can actually hover on this part here. So if people are below you and you manage your boost, then you can kind of hover up on that part there. But let's carry on going around here. So again, if they're playing in this particular area here, you can flank around here. You can put some rockets in. You can even just like sneak up onto here, because this just gives you another high ground positioning to take them out. And again here. So if they're playing behind an Orisa shield, even if they're playing behind an Orisa shield at the archway here, you can kind of drop down, put a couple of rocks in, and then you can get yourself back out and get yourself to safety. Again, another roof you can go over is this roof here, which is really nice. So you can use this to kind of go around, put a couple of rockets in, keep yourself safe on the bridge on the middle ground. You can get around here. There's so many flanking routes in this map. That part, you can go over the top of this middle part here, so you can kind of shoot somebody. So if you have your boost available, you can shoot a couple of people, go over the top, drop behind, put a shot, get a concussive blast, get yourself out. Don't get yourself hit by the lamppost. So if you carry on the right hand side down here, there's a small health pack, and then this kind of leads you around. This isn't kind of over the top, but it's a nice little different route to be able to get behind the enemy team. Also a nice little shot through here. They're again behind the Orisa shield at the archway. Another rooftop we can go over. Oh man, I love this map. I love this map. There's so many sick opportunities. Okay, so that kind of covers that. This area with the rooftops that you can go over. If you kind of want to go over rooftops as well, just for like practicing, you can just go into a custom game and just disable cooldowns like I'm doing, and then you can kind of go around and see which rooftops are available to go over. Alright, so say they get over to the bridge side, or you're pushing and you get to this second bridge. There's a lot of nice flanking routes on this side as well. Actually, incredible flanking routes. So we're going to start off on the left-hand side. For over here, this middle part, where it goes under the bridge, can be gone over. But what I like about this, the continuation from this part, is to keep yourself covered. If you hug the right-hand side wall and you go over here, you can wait here, so you can drop down and you can do a barrage if they're waiting down below. Or you can go even higher. And I love this part here. You can go on top of this part, and this really keeps you covered. This is super nice. Round here, round here, round here. Then you can even continue it onto this one here. Around here. Run out of fuel. And then that can continue over to the very back side here. So this part you'd probably be playing later on as the payload pushes through. But just being able to be that high and use this much cover, this is crazy. Like being able to get here. On the right hand side, there's some steps which you can go over the wall here. And especially if the payload is kind of pushed a little bit further in that route, this is that same route that you can take around here. So if they're fighting on this bridge here, you can just drop down.
Justice reigns from above.
Drop some justice down. Drop in some justice. And then you can get yourself out. And there's so many like, so what I'll kind of do is I'll like to like put a rocket in, and then they'll kind of be a bit concerned with me there. And then I can go around the front, put another rocket in, and then go in a different direction and put another rocket in. And it kind of keeps the enemy on their toes and keeps them confused about where you'll be. But yeah, like going around here, and then this is like a quick escape back here as well. So if you're in any sort of trouble down here, this is such a nice place to kind of get out. You can't stand on the wall, it'll knock you off. So carry on going around. So the one part of this map which actually surprised me, and I absolutely love, and it's so friendly for Farah, is this. This roof here, you can go over all of this roof, and it's slidable as well. So this means right now nobody can hear you. So if you're going to drop down and do an ulti right now, nobody can hear me. Nobody can hear me. And then you drop down, and then you can ultimate. Even if you can hear like falling, when you're falling, you kind of hear like the wind blowing past you in terms of like a sound effect. But they can't hear that. They can only hear your hover. They can only hear your boost and concussive blast.
Move back.
But you can kind of wait up here. So it's like a graviton go in. You can kind of like manage your boost like one. And that, and then kind of push yourself down. Graviton goes in. You can drop down. And then you can follow up with the barrage. But all around here is really, really Pharah friendly in terms of being able to go over the rooftops and kind of play around it, flank around here, and you can just go around and you can just play like properly. Like there's not as much limitations as there were on Blizzard World. Like you can just go around and feel a bit more free, especially like on these higher rooftops here.
Clearing the area.
The final point of Rialto isn't too flank friendly, so there isn't really anything to cover here. However, the resting point of the crate of wine or whatever's inside the box has amazing features around it. So that was Rialto with the major flanks covered. I'm looking forward to how this will play out in competitive. There is so much freedom in this new map. Let me know in the comments if you like this map also. As I said at the beginning, if you've enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a ton. I look forward to seeing you guys on Discord, and don't forget to come watch the Twitch plays.